friends, and welcome to your practice. My name is Janine, and thank you for joining me here today. Today's flow is a upper body focused practice. So we'll be getting into some exercises that will really open up the shoulders, the neck, the chest, the side bodies. So whether you're feeling adhesed or not, this will be a really great practice to just create some space in the upper body. So I know that most of us can feel a little bit of tension in the shoulder blades because of the lifestyle that we lead, with lots of texting and driving and computer work and all kinds of things that give us this internal rotation of the shoulders. So we're really going to focus today on opening that up and creating, like I said, some space in the upper body. So let's go ahead and get into it. So find yourself in a comfortable seat, however that looks for you. Maybe you like to sit up on the knees like I am here, or perhaps you'd like to come down onto the bum and sit in a cross-legged seat, or whatever else it looks like for you. So let's just begin by taking a few rounds of breath to land in this space. So close down the eyes if that's comfortable. Feel yourself rooting into your sit bones. And just feel yourself begin to land. So observing your breath, noticing those inhales and those exhales, and just begin to give some more attention to your breath. So maybe consciously focusing on deeply breathing in and deeply breathing out, letting it go, letting yourself deflate and relax. Perhaps with every inhale, you can grow that breath another beat or two. And same with your exhale. Perhaps you can grow your breath just a little longer. So if you're breathing in for 2 to 3 seconds, maybe you can extend it to 3 to 4. And on your exhale, perhaps doing the same, extending your breath that extra second or two. This can help to relax us and to bring us into our present moment as we are concentrating on our breath. So just taking a few rounds on your own to land. Putting all that you've done today aside or have to do, and just taking notice to how you feel and your quality of breath. And once you've completed that final exhale, go ahead and blink your eyes open if you have them closed. And we'll begin with just some gentle Sophie circles. So coming into some torso circles. So bringing your chest forward and bringing it back, moving in one direction, whichever you'd like to. Maybe your hands are on your knees as leverage to push yourself away and to pull yourself back. Maybe your chest gets into it and your head gets into it, but we're just beginning to wake up the spine here. Get into a little movement. And you can switch directions. One more round wherever you are. And find yourself in your center. And from here, let's just shrug our shoulders up towards the ear and roll them back behind you. Maybe you hear a little crunchiness there. I certainly can. But no judgments. We're here to tend to our beautiful bodies, giving it some loving attention. circling your shoulders the other way, so maybe back and up and forward. Breathing in and out. Okay, from here, we'll just get into a little bit of a neck release. So go ahead and drop your chin towards your chest and just begin to feel the length that you are creating in the back of the neck here. Taking notice to any tension and breathing into it. We'll just begin to rotate our head in one direction. So we'll come into some little gentle and slow, mindful circles with the head. So dipping your ear to one side and tilting your chin up towards the sky and moving it in the opposite direction. And if that doesn't feel good for you today, that's all good. Just begin to tick-tock or half moon circle your neck out here, so you're just creating some length on either side. Just be gentle and slow with these movements as we begin our practice today. Moving your circle, if you're coming into your full circles, in the opposite direction now. Excuse me. And finding yourself back to center. So we'll come into a little bit of a deeper neck release here. So go ahead and drop your right ear to your right shoulder. You can probably already feel the tightness that's there. And slowly we're going to breathe into this stretch as we create some more space and some more opening. So from here, go ahead and walk your left fingertips out towards your side. Maybe just let your fingertips brush onto the earth, or perhaps you'd like to hover them just above the earth and see how this changes sensation. Again, taking a deep breath in and sending your exhale to the tension that's there. If you'd like to go a little deeper, you can bring your right hand overhead, placing it on top of the head, just over top of the ear. So placing a little bit of pressure here just to help encourage your neck to release. And when I say pressure, I mean almost nothing, but just the weight of your hand is helping to encourage your neck to want to dip over to your right hand side. And again, breathing deeply into the stretch. Maybe closing down the eyes if that feels better for you. Taking 2 deep rounds of breath here. Maybe trying to extend your breath by an extra beat or 2 like we did at the beginning of practice, especially your exhales. And you can release that, slowly bringing your hands off your head and bringing them to your knee and your head back to center. From here, we'll just get right into the opposite side. So dropping your left ear towards your left shoulder and maybe crawling your right fingertips out towards your side, letting them hover above the earth, or bringing your left hand above the head, placing it just over top of the ear, and breathing into this stretch. Noticing that you're not holding any tension somewhere else in the body. Sometimes our bodies try to avoid the stretch by holding tension in other areas. So just notice that you're not creeping your shoulders too high up towards the ear. You're not arching your back too much here. So just try to find some foundation and some integrity in this pose. Maybe see that you're not holding any tension in the jaw unnecessarily as well, or the eyebrows. Taking 2 more full rounds of breath here. And releasing that, slowly bringing yourself back to center, bringing your hands onto your knees. From here, we'll bring our hands all the way out into a nice big T. So really squeeze into the scapula here and just feel that for a moment. So creating a little bit of strength here. Taking a big breath in. And on your exhale, we're going to round forward, bringing our hands together, clasping our hands, and coming into a Kali mudra, or Charlie's Angels mudra here. So clasping your fingers besides your index finger and your thumb. So taking a full round of breath here, and breathing out. On your inhale, we're going to open up, coming into a cactus shape this time, squeezing your shoulder blades back behind you. And rounding forward, coming back into that Kali mudra, getting a nice C curve in the spine. And flowing like this, 2 more rounds. So inhale as you come back to a cactus or perhaps a big T. And exhale as you round forward, coming into that mudra. Inhaling here. And exhale. One more wherever you are. And we'll bring our hands to heart center. From here, let's bring our hands back behind us, feet out in front of us, and bring your fingertips so that they're facing you. So about a hand distance away from your sit bones. We're going to push evenly into all 4 corners of the feet and all points of the hands so that we can push ourselves up on our inhale, coming into a reverse tabletop or altar pose. So really push up into the hips. Think about squeezing your thighs together and push up and out of the shoulder blades here. So if it feels good for your neck, maybe you would like to hang it back behind you. If that's too much, then just keep your head up and neutral. So take a full round of breath here, deeply in through the nose. And on your exhale, go ahead and slowly release yourself back down onto the mat. We'll cross our legs in front of us just so that we can roll forward, coming onto our hands and knees, setting ourselves up in a tabletop pose. From here, just a round of cat and cow to again work out the spine. So inhale as you come forward and exhale to round. Coming back to center. We'll place firmly into our right hand, and on your inhale, go ahead and peel your left hand up to the sky. We're going to take a full round of breath here. Really think about pushing into the back of your left hand here, like you're pushing into an invisible wall. So you can really feel this opening in the collarbones. So another round of breath. On your exhale, go ahead and thread that arm underneath your right. We're coming into thread the needle pose. So relax yourself down onto that left shoulder. Maybe from here, you'd like to crawl your right fingertips and your hands up towards the top of the mat. So feeling into this big shoulder opening here. Can you let yourself relax down onto the mat? Let your head be heavy. Taking 2 rounds of breath here. On your next inhale, if you have your right arm stretched out in front of you, go ahead and bring it back underneath your shoulder so that you can push yourself back up, reaching your left hand to the sky. So staying here as if someone's pulling on your arm to pull you up. Use your core strength here to lift yourself up, growing long on the left side body. We're going to drop that left hand back behind us, grazing your thigh, and reach your right arm up towards the sky, coming into a side body stretch on the opposite side now. Taking a big breath here. And exhale to cartwheel your hands back towards the front of the mat, setting yourself back up in your tabletop pose. So you can go ahead and set yourself up for your second side now. So planting firmly into your left hand this time. Go ahead and peel your right arm across your chest and up towards the sky. Staying here for a full round of breath. Really think about pushing into the back of your hand to open up your chest. And on your exhale, go ahead and thread your arm underneath your left, coming into your thread the needle on your other side. If it felt good, go ahead and walk your left fingertips to the top of the mat. See how that changes sensation. And see how this side feels opposite to your other, perhaps. So this side is extra tight for me. So I'm going to send that deep exhale towards that tension and just let it melt. Taking 2 full rounds of breath here. On your next inhale, go ahead and bring your left arm back underneath your hand under that shoulder. So you can push yourself back up, reaching your right arm to the sky. And as if someone's pulling on that arm, lift yourself up all the way onto your knees, dropping your right arm back behind you as you lift your left up towards the sky, feeling that counter side body stretch on the opposite side. Taking a big breath here. And exhale to cartwheel your hands back towards the mat. We're going to sink our hips down and come into a child's pose. So maybe you want to bring your hands back behind you for this child's pose, letting your forehead rest onto the earth. Or if you would like to keep your arms stretched out in front of you, then that is all good too. So if your hands are back behind you, maybe you want to grab onto your heels here. And just let yourself round forward and relax down for a few moments. Breathing deeply, never forgetting about your breath. On your next inhale, you can go ahead and lift yourself up so that you're seated on your heels. Taking a full round of breath here. From here, we'll bring our hands back behind us, clasping our hands together, and just go ahead and pull your hands down so you're opening up the chest. Take a big breath in. And on your exhale, we're going to begin to fold ourselves forward. We're bringing our forehead towards the mat, so our hands are coming back behind us. From here, just begin to roll onto the top of the head. So your hips will begin to raise here. And maybe your clasp hands pull even farther back. So we're coming into like a rabbit variation here. So this can be a really nice stretch on the entire spine, the shoulders, the neck. So try not to dump too much weight into your head here. If you'd like to unclasp your hands and just rest your arms on either side, you can also do that. And maybe you can roll yourself even farther onto the top of the head. So just play around here with sensation and how it feels. Taking a full round of breath. And exhale to release, bringing your hips to your heels, and we're back in our child's pose, just relaxing for another round of breath. Go ahead and roll yourself back up so you're seated on your heels. And we'll just get into a simple stretch that's really nice for the triceps as well, actually. So go ahead and open yourself up into that big T. And you'll cross your right arm over your chest, grabbing onto the back of your elbow, and just pull your arm into your chest. So this one reminds me of the stretches that you would do in high school PE. So it's a simple stretch, but it is beneficial and great. So our PE teachers knew what they were doing. So breathe into this, pulling your arm forward, watching that you're not curving your spine here too, and also avoiding that stretch again. So tuck your tailbone and sit yourself so you have a nice long spine as you do this. Take a big breath in and out. On your next inhale, go ahead and open yourself up into that T, squeezing your scapula. And exhale as you cross your left arm over your chest, pulling it in towards you. And stretching here. One more big breath in and out. On your inhale, opening up to that T, and we'll bring our hands out in front of us, coming back into that tabletop, and we're gonna slowly lower ourselves down onto our belly. So bringing your forearms out in front of you, setting yourself up for a Sphinx pose. So just pushing equally into both forearms, hands, elbows, pushing into your pelvis, the tops of your feet, and open up the chest, coming into this mini back bend here. So take a few rounds of breath in this pose. See that you can be active in all those points of contact. And on your next exhale, go ahead and release yourself fully onto the mat, maybe widening the elbows so you can lay yourself down. Just resting your head onto your stacked hands here and just wiggle out the hips here. So we're just getting a little bit of release into the lumbar spine. And we'll come into one final pose. So this one's a really big chest opener. So this is broken wing. So you can do this in a couple different ways. So first, let's bring our right hand long out in front of us, turning your head so that your right ear is on the mat. Go ahead and lift up your left hand so that you're tenting your fingers right underneath your shoulder, kind of like you do in that thread the needle pose. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and roll yourself over onto your right hip. So maybe you want to stay here and that is enough. Or perhaps you'd like to go a little deeper so you can bend into that left knee and bring your foot back behind you. So you're opening up the hip more here and twisting even deeper. So if you don't feel a ton of sensation in your shoulder blades, maybe you would like to play around with where in line you have your extended arm. You can bring it down a little bit or up a little bit. Or you can even bend your elbow so you're in a bit more of a cactus shape. So I find that to be a lot more intense. No matter where you choose to be today, just close down the eyes and breathe into the shape for 3 full rounds of breath. So I can feel this one on my pectoral, the top of that right shoulder, my hip even. So you might feel it in a different place, but often you're going to feel it where you need it the most. With every exhale, let yourself melt deeper into the shape. One more big breath in. And on your exhale, you can slowly release, rolling yourself back onto your belly, taking your time here, and bringing your right arm back towards your side and your left just laying down for a moment and letting yourself unwind from that pose. Maybe wiggling out the hips if that felt good. And getting yourself ready for the second side. So reaching your left arm out beside you long, turning your left ear and your head so that it's facing the opposite direction. Tenting your hand, your right hand, so it's right underneath your shoulder. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and roll yourself over onto your left side. Maybe staying here, maybe bending that right knee and placing the sole of the foot back behind you. So feeling any snap, crackles, or pops here. Any little adjustments that your body is doing. And letting yourself sink into the shape, taking a few rounds of breath. Try to let your head be heavy. Watch that you're not clenching anywhere unnecessarily. One more full round of breath. And on your next exhale, go ahead and roll yourself back onto your belly. Just taking a moment here, bringing both arms to either side. And to get into our next shape, it's a fancy one. We're just gonna roll ourselves over onto our back. Little pancake flip here. And we'll just come into a restorative Shavasana shape. So if you have any type of prop or pillow or bolster or anything nearby that you can use, maybe even a rolled up towel or something, then go ahead and get that, because it can be really nice to help give us a little bit of decompression in this final pose. So we're going to set ourselves up for a little bit of a chest opener. So I have 2 blocks, so I'm just going to place them one on top of the other so that I can lay my body down on top of them. So a stiff cushion is really good for here too, or like I said, that rolled up towel. If you don't have any of those nearby, then that's totally fine. You can just continue to lie down in a Shavasana shape. So if you have a prop that you are able to get, go ahead and set yourself up. So you're going to lay your back down so that the prop, the block, is right in between your shoulder blades. So you're going to want it so that your head can rest as well. So just find a level that works for you. I find if I let my head drop back, it's a little too much on my neck. So I like to find something long enough that my head can rest, as well as something in between the shoulder blades. Okay, if you are set up here, then go ahead and open up the arms. So we're gonna relax in this restorative heart opening pose for a couple minutes to really allow any type of adhesions that are tight have some time to loosen up and release. So maybe you want to grow your legs long in a kind of traditional Shavasana, or perhaps you'd like to keep them bent and have your knees fall inward. Or maybe you'd like to even come into a little supine butterfly, Baddha Konasana shape here, soles of the feet together. If you would like a little bit of a hip opener as well. So choose your journey here. And if you don't have a prop, then just open your arms nice and wide, just as we're doing here as well. And you're still gonna get these heart opening benefits. So just relax yourself into the shape, let yourself melt, let yourself let go, and come into your natural rhythm of breath. We'll be here for about 2 minutes or so. And feel free to stay as long as you would like. If you would like to stay longer, then you can go ahead and pause me, or I will let you know when it's time to come out. Let yourself soak up the silence and all the work that you just did for your upper body. We're going to slowly come out of this shape. So beginning to deepen your breath wherever you are. And you can slowly begin to bring your arms back in towards your sides, moving slowly. And bending your knees if you have them long. We'll go ahead and roll ourselves over to one side, coming off of our props. And you can push yourself up when you're ready to a seat, maybe keeping your eyes closed down, staying inward. And let's bring our shoulders one more time up towards the ear and back behind us. Taking a collective breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Bringing your hands to heart center. We'll close this practice with a little bit of love and a little bit of gratitude to yourself, to your body, and all that it does for you. Namaste. Thank you so much, yogis, for joining me for this upper body focus class. I hope that you're feeling more spacious and open now. It was a pleasure to guide you. Please leave me a comment below and let me know how this went for you, if there was any specific things that felt good. And feel free to incorporate even 1 or 2 exercises from this class in a daily routine that might feel good for you. So sometimes some things resonate and some don't. So take what works for you and leave the rest. But again, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.